What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Queerphyrexia as always, and today we're going to be talking about one of the decks that I kept in the great deconstruction I have done recently. If you are on Twitter, you know recently I posted about wanting to deconstruct a bunch of my decks because I had too many commander decks and didn't really have a lot of things I wanted to play. So today we're going to be talking about one of the decks I decided to keep because it's very special to me. I built this deck in Las Vegas as a build a deck at the con challenge, and my friend Z, you can find their information down below, gave me this card because they cosplay as Massacre Girl. And this is what I ended up building the deck as because it was the first legendary creature I stumbled upon while I was in Vegas. So without further ado, let's get into what's in the deck. So let's start off with some of the planeswalkers. I want to highlight, the whole list will be down in the description, but I'm going to highlight a few of like the more like, okay, this card's really cool. So the first one I want to talk about is Liliana of Dark Realms. This card is, I run this secret layer one that's on the screen. It is gorgeous, and it is Liliana of Dark Realms is like one of the first planeswalkers I ever received as a Magic player. So this is a very important card to my Magic upbringing, and I put it in almost every mono black deck I can put it in. So this is like very important to me as a Magic player, and that's why it's in the deck. We also have Dreadhorde General, which is the first stained glass planeswalker I ever got, and why it's partially in the deck. It's just also a good card because this is a mono black deck. We're sacrificing things even if that's not the main strategy, especially with Massacre Girl. And we also are running Obnixilis of the Black Oath, I think is a really cool planeswalker. We also are on Vraska Scheming Gorgon as one of our win cons, because if we can ult that, we basically almost always are going to win the game. So next, we want to talk about the creatures in the deck. And this deck specifically, and really in any mono black deck, now that I think about it, should run Gary, Grey Merchant of Asphodel. It is such a good card. It is great in mono black, and it synergizes with basically anything you do in mono black. So I definitely always include. And next, we're going to talk about Sheoldred the Whispering One. Another great mono black include. If you're playing anything mono black, you should be playing Sheoldred the Whispering One because it makes your opponents sacrifice a creature in their upkeep, and then you get to bring something back in yours, which is amazing. Next, we're going to talk. Next, we're talking about Sengir the Dark Baron. Sengir the Dark Baron is a 4/4 for 6 that flies, and whenever a creature you control dies, puts 2 +1/+1 counters on Sengir the Dark Baron. Whenever another player loses the game, you gain life equal to the total of that player's life total at the beginning of their turn. It's a I can't speak words. The card's right here. You can read it for yourself. It's a great card. It's also gives us value for a Massacre Girl because you're getting 2+1s for each creature that dies, so it's going to survive the Massacre Girl turn and just be a really good, like, big chunky flyer. So it's just a good card. Sarkhanr of the Grim is also a good include in this deck because whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put in your graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature leaves your graveyard, it's going to deal damage to each opponent. We love that. We love that. And another card that I include in this deck because it's like, I was going through the bulk bin in Vegas and I saw this card and I was like, oh, this is neat. Hexdrinker's cool, so why not run Ghoul-Draz Assassin? It's just a level up that does // on creatures, which is great with Massacre Girl because I can give my opponent's got like a 6/6 on the board and I need it to be -4/-4. Ghoul's got me. Ghoul's got me all day. And we're going to talk about Body Launderer. That's another great card in this deck. Body Launderer is a Death Toucher. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, it connives, which if you don't know what connive is, when a creature connives, you draw a card, and if you discard a non-land card, you put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. So, and when it dies, you return another target non-rogue creature card with equal or lesser power from your graveyard to the battlefield. So say your Body Launderer's a 4/4, you can get something 4 or less from your graveyard that's hitting your Tenacious Underdog, that's hitting your Skittles, it's hitting your Gary, it's hitting Plaguecrafter. It's just an overall good card. And another good card in this deck is Bloodghast. Bloodghast comes back on landfall, and it's just a great card. And once it's late in the game, it comes back with haste. if your opponent has 10 or less life. And we're going to talk about Ayar's Oathsworn, a new card from March of the Machines Aftermath. And it's just a great card because every time it attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then if it has 4 or more, you tutor. It's just a no-brainer in this kind of deck strategy where we're killing off a lot of the board so we can get in and swing for damage. And it's a great card. So let's talk about sorceries. Sorceries, I am on 13 in this deck. I could probably be running a little less, but we're running big ones. So we're running Black Sun Zenith, which the synergy with Massacre Girl is amazing. You want to know what else synergizes well? This segue to our sponsor, TCGPLAYER. With thousands of singles, sleeves, deck boxes, and playmats, you'll find everything you need. Whether you're a fan of Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, Lorcana, or any of the other 30+ card games or tabletop games available, TCGPLAYER has got you covered. So why wait? Check the link in the description and get the cards and game accessories you need today. It's just so good. Everything is minus until end of turn. The Massacre comes in, cleans the board out. You're good to go. And you know what you're going to want to do after you clean the board? You're going to want to cast Ghouls Night Out and get something back from each graveyard onto your battlefield with Decayed. And you got a lot of extra creatures out. Why don't you run Diabolic Intent? You sack a creature, tutor a card, it's great. And I also am on Shadow of the Enemy. So you're going to exile all creature cards from target player's graveyard, and you can cast any of them for as long as they're exiled and for any mana. So it's great. It's a good card. It's great. It's great. We're also on Diabolic Tutor. I didn't want to put Demonic Tutor in this deck because it's not meant to be a super duper powerful deck. It's just meant to be a good mono black deck, like mid-range and power level. And we're also on another win con in our sorcery slot, which will be Exsanguinate, because we're trying to make a lot of mana and strain everyone's life total out as a win con. It's great. Exsanguinate's a great card. You should play it in your mono black deck. So going into our instant speed slots, we have two of my 4 horsemen of the apocalypse for mono black, which is Dark Ritual and Cabal Ritual. Obviously, you're in mono black. You're gonna want to ramp. You're gonna want to tutor, and you're gonna want a ritual, which falls into our ramp slot, right? So you're gonna want to play rituals. Dark Ritual is just good, 1 for 3, and then Cabal Ritual is 2 for 3, or if you have Threshold, it's 2 for 5, which is a fantastic trade in my opinion. We also have Culling the Weak, which you can sacrifice a creature to add 4, which is great. We also are on Black Sun's Twilight, which is another good synergy with Massacre Girl. Up to one target creature gets -6/-X if X is 5 or more. You get to reanimate something. It's just a great card. We're also on Songs of the Damned, so late in the game, it's going to be a great card. Your graveyard's filled up with the creatures that have perished in battle. You're going to get mana for each one of those, which is great. And we're on Wretched Confluence, which I think is a great card because you can either draw a card, you can give something -2, or you can return a creature from the graveyard to the hand. You can do this 3 times, and you can do it each mode as many times as you want. And it's just a good, versatile spell in our instant slots. And I think it's crispy good card. Moving on to our artifact slots, we are running, obviously, your Soul Ring, Arcane Signet package, your Charcoal Diamond, Gilded Lotus, etc. But we're also on Jet Medallion to make our black spells cost 1 less. Wishclaw Talisman, the tutor. Bolus the Citadel for that insane value that it always provides, and Ankh of Mishra as a little group hate card, you could say. It speeds the game up. Speeds the game up, especially if you're playing against a green player who's ramping out a bunch of lands. It'll slow them down a little bit. And we're also on Cauldron of the Eternity. I've yet to cast this card, actually. I've not gotten to cast it once, but I think it's going to be a super good card when I do get to cast it. So stay tuned. What do you think about Cauldron? What do you think about the Cauldron of Eternity? I think it's going to be a sick card, but let me know down in the comments below what you think about it. And before the next to last, we're almost through this thing. We have almost we've almost done things. So we are on our enchantments. I don't know why my voice is deciding to leave me now. My voice has been fine all day, but now that I'm trying to talk into the camera, into you guys, my throat's just deciding it wants to not be a thing, but that's okay because we are on Painful Quandary. 3. That's right. When an opponent casts a spell, they take 5 or discard a card. It's just another group hate card I think is really good. We're also on Leyline of the Void. That way, you know, our opponent's pesky graveyards aren't an issue for us. We're on Chaos Ghost form. That way is something we don't want to die would be hit by the Massacre Girl wipe. It just comes right back. It's fine. It's fine. We're on Dark Tutelage because it's a good budget option to bob, and Curse of Disturbance so we can make tokens for attacking, and Vampire Link so we can gain some life back. And the final bit of this video is going to be rather short. Our lands we are on 27 swaps, so the rest of our lands are not very abundant. We're on 32 in total. The main ones being Cabal Coffers and Ebon Stronghold, 2 of my favorite cards in mono black. Cabal Coffers, obviously, you pay 2, tap it, add black for each swamp you control, and Ebon Stronghold, my favorite land in mono black, period, to ever be printed. It comes into play tap. You can tap it for a black, or you can sack it to add 2 black, and I think that is just such a good land. It's very good. Or yeah, it's a great card. If you don't play Ebon Stronghold in your mono black deck, I highly recommend you buy one for it because it's cheap, it's a really good land, and it'll save you in a pinch, I promise. All right, so that was deck 1 of, I think I kept maybe 5 or 6 EDH decks put together after the great unraveling. So let me know what you thought of my Massacre Girl deck. Link is in the description. If you want to buy some of these cards for yourself, be sure to check out our friends at TCGPLAYER. They've always got you covered. And let me know which of my decks you want to see next. Those will all be down in the description below. I'll have them listed without the deck list because you get the deck list when you get the deck, right? That's probably not the way I should be doing this, but it's the way we're doing it. So there you go. And thank you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.